Hi, this is Dogman Teepee hunting, and once again, if you're listening to this, I'm about right. If you're listening to this, it'll be on the Interdimensional Voyagers podcast. There is a part one to this one. This one's the second one. In this one, we're going to show footage. I cut the last one short because I think it's the afternoon. One's the afternoon, and it's a bit slow. A lot of people are working and whatnot. But also, I wanted to turn it around so it's a bit easier to watch. I think a lot of people tend to watch it on their phones as well. So I just turned it around so it's a bit more user friendly for phones. But I should bring Chris back on straight away. Hey, Chris.
Hi, Phil.
Oh, yeah. Right. What we're going to do, if it's okay, can we go through some of your footage?
Yes, and please feel free to ask any questions. If you're unsure what we're looking at, I'll be able to tell you. It's not a problem. But there is some
Lovely.
pretty cool stuff there.
Yeah, I know I did see it. I did when I was loading it up and I was looking. I was like, "Oh, yeah." There's a there's a few. There's one where yeah, it looks like something. It's very high altitude.
Yes.
I thought it was a bird, but I don't think it's. But I tell you why, because it seems to leave us a trail, and I can't get my head around that trail. I don't know what it is, but
Is it? I think is it if it's the one I'm thinking of. If you look at it closely, it's also flashing.
yes, and birds don't do that.
No,
Or
and
shouldn't they don't?
it snakes across the sky. It's not in a straight line. It's definitely not a satellite.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, okay. What I'm going to do, what I've had to do, as I'll explain to people at home, what I've had to do is there was Chris sent me through quite a few clips. It's about 60, wasn't it, Chris?
I think so. Around about 60. Yeah.
Round about quite a few different clips, and I was like, oh, blimey, yeah, that's a lot. But they're great. And the platform I use, I couldn't load 60 up. It would be a bit of a muddle for me to do that. So what I done is I put it onto another video editing suite. I made it into one continuous, if you like, one excerpt after the other, into a small film. It's around about 20 minutes long, and these clips are all clips that Chris has taken, and also what CE5 group as well, isn't it, Chris?
Yes, it's a little bit of both. A lot of the footage has come from my area where I live. There is quite a lot of footage that has come from Stardisk up in Matlock, and from Bradgate, our own CE5 events at Bradgate Park in Leicestershire. So there's a little bit of a mixture there. I've put it together as almost like a best of the best compilation so far. I was going to do a year video, a small YouTube video for a year anniversary of having the camera. And this is part and parcel towards that. But when I started putting the clips together, what we've collected over the past 9 months, and I stood back in quite amazement at what we'd captured, really.
Yeah.
In total, I mean, as you'll see from the footage, anything that you think is a satellite has 100% been verified. It is not a satellite through satellite tracking data, apps, Skywatcher apps. We've done our research on every piece that's gone onto the main video, but we still are open for anybody to turn around and say, "Oh, I know what that is. That is not what you think it is." We're still quite open for that. I haven't compiled the full video yet, and we're still very open-minded. We're not saying every one of these is a non-human intelligence, but we are saying all 60 clips show something very anomalous in the skies that haven't showed up on conventional trackers.
Okay. All right. That's great. Is it, by the way, where you take these clips? Are they by any military bases?
No, I live in Derbyshire. Not far. I'm about 5 miles from the M1 in Derbyshire. We're in quite a semi-rural area. I get really good, clear shots of the sky. However, we do suffer a light pollution where I am. I can't get out of that. But yeah, it's in Derbyshire, a little village called Heanor.
Okay, yeah. No, I was just wondering if there's anything which, you know, from a geographical point of view, if there's anything which, because you often find like there's a lot
We
of.
are very near. In all fairness, we are quite near East Midlands Airport. But I've actually done this for several people. I'll be more than happy to share with you as well, Phil.
Mm,
A video of a plane coming over my house. It is absolutely, no matter what altitude, totally distinguishable. You can
yeah.
see clearly the chemtrail. You can see clearly the flashing lights. And direction is either usually going to or from East Midlands Airport. Every now and again, I can see helicopters where I am, but apart from that, it just leaves drones. Apart from that, private drones, as there's no military bases, and
Mm.
anything outside of that, you're looking at satellites or traffic up in the sky
Mm.
that's quite high.
Okay, this will be interesting. I'm going to get the video on right now to start up. Let's have a look. Okay, bear with. Let's have a look here. Okay. Right. And here we should go.
Yeah, that's the first one. That's the one you were speaking about, wasn't it? And
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that one was another quite fast one.
If you want me to stop any time, I will.
I'm just wondering how I can expand this. My eyes are not very good.
Well, what I can do, I'll tell you what I can do also. I
Screen, Phil.
can change it. Okay, I can change it. Okay, right. All right, and let's have a look. Boom, 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 boom. Change that about a bit, like that. Right, let's have a look then. Take it back a bit again.
So yeah, that one. If you look closely, that one's actually it flashes.
Yeah.
If you slow it down, it goes like a red or orangey flash. Certainly not straight. It's we don't think it's a bird. Birds usually don't flash, and it snakes across the sky. It's not in a straight line. So that
No,
was.
that is odd.
So this one, if you watch this one, we thought
Yes.
it was a satellite, but it actually veers to the left. It actually changes course, and then it changes course again at the top, the very top of the page. Now this one, where is that?
Ah, yeah, there it is. Down the bottom, to the right.
Triangle. It's a triangle moving across the screen very slowly from the bottom left-hand corner up towards the top right.
Yes.
If you slow that down, it's a triangle formation. Birds do not fly in that type of uniform formation. And that whatever that object is very, very high in the sky. It's
And
not
also,
characteristic of birds, even though
no, and also it seems to have a trail to it.
almost like if you look at certain shots, because we did slow this one down several times, it actually looks as if almost it's got some sort of cloaking
Yes.
thing going on.
Yes,
With it, you know.
yeah, I was going to say that. It's got like some sort of strange, like, I don't know, like, yeah, like cloak, like.
Very, very interesting. I've captured, I think, three in total, three or two definitive triangles over the sky,
Mm.
and one that come through. It come
There's
through almost
another
like
one. There's another one.
I think.
Is that the
Might,
same one?
I think might be the same one. Just on, and one would be a slowed down or a smaller version.
Okay. Yeah. 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 Very interesting capture.
Oh, it's one of my favourites. This is absolutely just spookily just appears out of nowhere. You know.
Do you see them at the time? You know, or are you just playing
No, no, no,
playing the
no.
camera?
These ones you generally see when they're taken at my house. I can't get a shot without the roof or the tree in the shot. So in this, you've got this is above my house because you've got on the right hand side. That's my house. That's the eaves of the house.
Oh, this is your Velux window.
This is out. This is out of my garden. This is from my back garden. This is.
Ah, right. Okay.
This one is also from my garden.
See, what's that on the left? You got a triangle there.
I think this one's in the top right.
What's that on the left, Chris?
Let's have a look here. Oh, does it go through? Oh, yeah, no, yeah. If you rewind that one back, if that's the one I'm thinking of, this is the one where it's sort of. If you look at the name, because I've named them, this might be the ghost UFO. I've called it. I think. Yeah, I think it sort of sneaks up through the bottom left-hand corner.
So I made the screen purposely smaller because a lot of people they use their phones, so it's
Yes,
easier for them to.
that's no problem. So this, I think, would have been taken at Bradgate Park. I'm just trying to think. Let's have a look at this
Oh,
one.
there it is. Look, in the sort of middle right, coming down slowly.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this would be one that was taken, and it was not on the satellite tracker. We could not find this on the satellite tracker or on any
There
of
it is.
our instruments.
Do you know they almost seem like they move like a snake or a. They sort of jog from left to right, don't they?
Almost some when I've seen them, and other people have reported seeing them at close range. The genuine ones, one, they're very, very close, within 20, 30 meters of you, and they shake violently.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
quick.
So whatever that was extremely quick. Covered an enormous area of the sky. Well, put it this way, that's way, way faster than the planes come
Whoa,
towards.
look at that go. That's incredible.
It's very fast.
Very fast.
There was did you see that one? That
I'll
one
take
shot
it back.
up. It was very not dissimilar to the one before, but in a different direction. Where is it? There it is.
Yes, blimey, O'Reilly.
So again, I mean, these could,
God,
if
that's
viewed
quick.
properly, these could turn out still to be anything. But I mean, the triangle formations and some of the orbs, they were just
Look,
they
on the
are.
right-hand side coming along, you know where that this is the same shot. And
Oh
now
yeah,
where that thing went streaking across, from the right-hand top corner, you got this. See that quick thing going across could be perhaps maybe meteorite or something, perhaps.
possibly. Yep,
Perhaps.
yep, yep, yep.
But this thing coming across the screen from the right slowly, and it seems to be moving away from our orbit, disappearing slowly.
That's another one that was not on the satellite tracker.
Just going to take that back a little bit, that's all, because that was a bit interesting, that one. Top right hand side. Oh, that's another craftsman. See that? I think that's got a tail to it.
Oh, that's it. No. If you watch that one, there's a flash.
It's proper pulsating.
Hold on.
Sorry, this is my.
Blimey. Let's have a look at this. Oh, yeah. Oh, right. Yeah.
There's a flash. It flashes first.
Yeah.
It's like a little flash.
Yeah. Let's go back again. Yeah. So quick.
So yeah, that's almost that is definitely a meteorite. But on the bigger picture, I think on the bigger picture there was a tiny flash that came just before the actual meteorite.
It's proper pulsating.
This is another one. It was not on the satellite tracker.
Where are you now? Where's this being taken?
This one was Stargate. Star Disc up in Matlock.
This is Matlock. Okay.
This is Matlock.
Does everybody see that?
Yeah, it's really pulsating.
We've got a pulsating one up here, right here.
Ah, right. And for people that don't know, that's a laser.
Yeah, this is the laser pointers we take when we go out. Like I say, one or two people have the laser pointer and be looking out for things, and then you'll have one or two with the cameras trying to catch whatever we can.
Right. Okay.
But you can hear the excitement in our voices.
I know. You can. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going. It's moving, isn't it? It's moving and it's pulsating.
But it's pulsating.
Oh yeah, it's stopping. Whoa, it's disappearing.
And I've got that on camera as well. Yeah. I'll have to change the battery.
It's massive.
Oh yeah.
It's fading away.
Oh, it's a bright.
What? Oh, because you can see it through that, but we can't.
Look, I'll point to it. There it is.
Wow.
This was a Star Disc as well.
Okay.
Great pulsating, see?
Yeah. And again,
Thank you.
It's pulsating.
That's not a meteorite. That's not.
No. And very, very slow moving.
that's just about to go as well. I
Yeah,
think.
very slow moving. Yeah. And considerably bright, and no flashing lights to it. It's just pulsing, but no FAA lights. You know.
No.
But this one's so massive. You see it?
Do you get any interaction because of the lasers? Did they ever respond?
Again, we spoke earlier about the correlation or causation. Yeah.
Mm.
Sometimes, every now and again, one of the group will say something like "flash" or "show us a sign," and you might get a flash back. But it's very, very hard because as these things pass through under clouds or behind objects, they lose their light anyway. And it could be coincidental that you say out loud, "Oh, give us a flash," and it just whips behind a cloud quickly to give you a flash. So it's not actually flashing you.
Right. Okay.
So there is that possibility. Again, I mean, we're earthbound, aren't we? So this is the whole excitement of it. You just don't know. We're not picking these we're not picking these up on satellite trackers or coming fresh out of East Midlands Airport or from any other local airports, helicopters or anything like that. Everything that we've posted here has been, or the orb looking, or what people could say as satellites, have been checked against satellite trackers. Every one of them.
Okay. Right. Okay. So it's all quite genuine. It's quite nice as well because it's kind of just ordinary people with ordinary set of cameras. When you go looking, do you take any telescopes? Can you take
No. Oh, you could do. None of us take a telescope. I think
Right.
we'd be. With the telescope, yes, you'd be able to see a much further distance. However, you'd miss quite a lot from your
Yeah.
visual range by
Yeah.
looking at a very small, specific piece of the sky. You could miss a hell of a lot, you know.
Yeah, no, I get you. Right.
And the thing is, we're not doing this professional. We're doing this for fun, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Is this the same night?
Yeah. So Stardisc was all done on all the Stardisc videos. There was about 30 of us all turned up that evening. It was absolutely
Goodbye, everybody. Safe journey.
a very, very special evening. I'll post
Nearly
you.
9 o'clock.
I'll post you the link to the Stardisc video, because what I've done, I included everything on the video for them. So it was all the satellites, all the kids playing. It was a little bit of everything, you know. A lot of it explainable, some of it not. But there was just a bit of everything for everybody there on the video. The creator of Stardisc, he was really impressed with the footage that we filmed for him, and donated to the group. We never charged anything for it, and we let him have access. And I think ultimately he made his own video with the footage and put his own music to stop any copywriting problems with it.
Yeah.
I'll send you a link to that when we finish today, Phil. I'll send you a link to the Jake Barber the Jake Barber interview that I've seen, the one that I have seen. There is another one with Jesse Michaels that I haven't. I'll send you the link to Stardisc, the video that for anybody that's listening or does hear this. If you wanted to try CE5, Stardisc in Matlock is one of the most amazing places in the country to do that. It's completely free of charge as well.
Yeah, any links you can give us, I'll stick on the description. So anyone watching this and they want any details or Chris's details, it'll all be on the description at the end of the video. I'll load up all the links there. Thank you, Chris.
No problem.
Right, let's have a look on this. I'll continue on. I've turned the volume of the video down slightly.
Oh, mate, it maybe picked it up then. Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear the excitement. I can still feel the excitement now. It's great
until the coffee runs out.
The coffee runs out.
There. Next to it. That one.
Oh, hang on. Yes. Now there's another one as well. There's two of them. Actually, there's three. There's a little tiny one moving. I don't know if that's a plane. At the top,
possibly
in the middle.
Vanishing.
Let me take it back a little bit. Hold on. Let me just take it back a little bit. Right. Look in the middle of the screen at the top.
Yeah,
there.
Got it.
From centre going up.
Yes. Yeah, I've got it. I've got it.
Tiny little thing. That's a busy old night. That's a busy old night, that is. And there's a little one moving before it.
Yes. Yeah.
Very odd. These are some great captures, Chris.
Oh, they're great. Honestly, they've kept. When I got the camera, I thought if I capture one UFO in my whole life, I'll be happy. And we just literally night after night after night, we're catching something that is unusual. That you're like, oh, what the hell is that like? You know, you're really scratching your head in an empty night sky. You know, it's bizarre.
Yeah. No, for sure.
And this is it goes, and if you look at it like this, you know, if you can point your camera to the sky and pick this stuff up without doing CE5, are we really making contact? Or are we? Is this is there just a correlation between what we do with the meditation and thing, and seeing additional activity? Because it's already there, Phil. I don't do CE5 every night to get this.
Yeah, I see. Look. I don't know if the meditation. I think a lot of times we're taught, and I think a lot of the things that from ghost to paranormal to even cryptid. I think they need to be witnessed by us to sort of almost to exist, if you like. I
Yes.
do think that. Okay, but and I think there is a correlation between us witnessing. They know we're there to witness, and I think the same with UFOs. I'm not sure. I don't know. I've heard people that I think it was Ross Coulthard that was said that he went to one of these meetings,
Yes, you did. Yep.
and he was absolutely blown away. He's quite a sort of a matter of fact
Yes,
type of
absolutely.
guy.
He's quite skeptical. As it happens,
Yeah.
he's actually quite skeptical.
And he was blown away by the meditation business. He said, well, yes, and it does kind of, things did start happening in the sky.
Exactly
And
that.
he was like, and when someone like he says it, I'm like, ooh, really? Which does make sense what you say, that, and I've must admit, I've always said the same thing from the point of view of, predominantly my thing is for the paranormal and cryptids and Dogman business. But,
Yeah.
I there is some kind of connection there with like we spoke of in part one, with our consciousness and with these beings. And I think the same goes with UAPs. I think exactly the same goes with them. So I'll continue on because it's getting good now.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's it.
That's the one.
Is it odd, isn't it? Isn't it odd?
There's another one. I think it's that one. It actually disappears.
It's going to vanish.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I've got it vanishing as well. Excellent.
See, that's very bright that is.
Yeah, it's flashed. I've got that as a
Oh
flash.
yeah. No. So did you hear somebody say flash?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm
Flashed.
sure somebody asked it to flash, and then it flashed, but then it flashed again and again.
I'll take it back a bit.
Is that one of these sort of cases where we think it's the suggestion of doing it that's done it, but it's,
Right,
it's
okay.
actually done it anyway?
I'm going to take it back and turn the volume up a little bit. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Yep. And I've got it vanishing as well. Excellent.
I'll take it back a bit.
Razor's going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's it.
That's the one.
And it's going to vanish.
Oh, it's gone.
Yep. And I've got it vanishing as well.
That's nice.
Excellent. Yeah, it's flashed.
Oh
I've
no,
got
no,
that as a flash.
She did say.
I'd said it's flashed. Now I thought someone said in the background, like, please
No,
flash.
she did. She did say.
Oh, she did.
Say flash. Yeah, she did. Yeah. Yeah. I'll turn the volume up a bit more.
Yeah, it's disappearing. I've got that as well.
Okay, I'm just going to take. I'll tell you what. Right, I'm sorry. Have patience with me. I'm going to take that back a bit, because that, if it's a case of, a suggestion is met with a reply like that, then that is quite a big thing. That it flashed after she asked it to flash.
Flashed. I've got that as a flash.
Hold on. It was just a bit before that. Right, here we go.
Yeah, it's flashed. I've got that as a flash.
Yeah. Quite clearly.
It's going to vanish.
Oh, it's gone.
Yep. And I've got it vanishing as well.
That's nice.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's going back. It's going back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's flashed. I've got that as a flash.
We had a very, very bizarre coincidence that evening as well, Phil.
Oh, what happened?
No.
Okay, so I think the girl in the background that's speaking about the flash at the very end of the evening, we got chatting. There was only about 3 or 4 of us left, and I think it was her and her partner. They lived in the area, but she had a very southern accent. And I said to her, "Oh my God, that accent's definitely not from round here." She said, "Oh no," she said, "I'm from Brighton originally." I said, "Oh, that's funny." I said, "I'm from Brighton as well." I said, "What part?" I'm sure she said Hollandbury, which is where my wife's from. I said,
Yeah.
"Well, isn't it a small world?" And yeah, this, that, and the other. I said, "Are you an experiencer?" She said, "Yeah." She said, I've been an experiencer since I was a very young girl. But she said, I had a very, very troubled start to life. She said, I was a premature baby, and she was in the Royal Sussex Premature Baby Unit for quite some time. Well, so was I, Phil. I was in the Trevor Mann unit for 6 weeks.
Oh.
And I met her in the middle of Matlock, in the middle of Derby, in the middle of nowhere. It seems she shared the same ward as me as a premature baby.
How odd.
Very strange. And she said she was an experiencer. She'd moved up, very similar circumstances. The cost of living in the Midlands upwards is reasonable. It's livable now. It's not London prices, and much better quality of life. People are friendly, so on and so on. But yeah, it was a very bizarre coincidence. Now, I'm not I've got some friends in the CE5 group that are very, very big on coincidences. I don't share that myself, but they've all said to me, "Wow, that's quite a coincidence," because there would only be a very small handful of the 70 million population that would have ever set foot in that room in the hospital. You know.
Mm. No, I think coincidence. I mean, I personally don't think there's such thing as coincidence. I think everything is kind of like, if you like, mapped out for us from the day
Yeah.
we're born to the day we die. Everything's mapped out, and we think we make decisions, conscious decisions, but actually, it's just an illusion. We don't. I tell you a funny thing. I was reading some. I got talking to a guy, because I was on an academia website. Not because I'm particularly clever. It sounds as if I'm clever. It's not. It's just an academia website where a lot
I
of
download a lot of PDFs from academia.
yeah.
What's it called now? It's not because I'm an academic. It's because I'm a geek and I like looking at certain things.
Exactly right. Same as me, mate. Same as me. And I went on to this because they had some really good reference material, and it was to be honest with you, it was to do with Dogman stuff, really. And a most interesting another thing that I was interested in was things like time slips, because I was going to do a podcast on time slips and stuff like that. And so I was like wanting some reference material. And anyway, I got chatting with a guy, and I get this. I got chatting with a guy who wrote this particular paper, and contacted him, and it took a bit of getting in contact with, because I came out of the blue, and obviously he's like, "Oh, where you from?" And I'm like, and he particularly writes on the academia website, because he's had enough of Facebook. He's had enough of all of the people having a go at him, if you like, and criticising.
No, fair enough.
And I said, you know what? I fully understand it. I get it. I fully understand it, and I can't say I blame you at all. Yourself, with the academia websites, you post your paper and that's it. You don't get any backlash as such. You don't get any backlash, and the information's out there. Anyway, guess what? You talk about coincidence. I said, we got chatting. I said, "Oh, I originally came from born in Hampshire, but brought up in Greenford near Middlesex. You know, in Middlesex near Wembley, Ealing, around that way." He said, "You never?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "What, by that big greengrocer's on the corner by the red lamp?" I said, "Yeah, how do you know that?" He said, "I used to live there." I was like, "No." He said, "Yeah." There was something else, another place he mentioned in. I said, "Oh," I told him one story that I had in Felixstowe. He's like, "Oh," he said, "You're not going to believe this. I used to go for my holidays in Felixstowe in Suffolk. I know Bent Hill. I know Bent Hill very well. 'Cause Bent Hill is a very steep hill which goes from where the shops are at the top all the way down, very steep, and ends up at the seafront. And when I was a kid, I nearly lost it completely going down a skateboard on there when skateboards were the in thing. And I went to Woolworths. Mum bought me a skateboard from Woolworths. It was a cheap old thing. And I thought, I know, I'll go down Bent Hill, go really fast. And I met up with a couple of mates, and they said, "Yeah, go on, Phil, you can go. You're the crash dummy." And I went hurtling down this. I must have been a hell of a sight coming down this. They're coming down this Bent Hill, and went straight into the little dwarf pool in front of the seafront. I was like, "Oh, what a mess that was." But what's the chances of that he knew?
It's a. Do you know what? It's a small world, mate. It's a small world.
Weird, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. So you saying that about the same hospital and
Yeah, no, it was just bizarre. And the funny thing that she was about 20 or 25 years younger than me. She was probably about my daughter's age. And she was her and her partner. They lived in the area, and they'd been going to the CE5 venue, the Stardust, since Aidan had built it, basically. And again, can't emphasize enough, anyone that wanted to try C5 in a very, very, very formal environment is to try the Stardust. Get in contact with the organizer, Aidan. Just type in Stardust. I will send some links over to Phil, but very friendly environment. They go up once a month. It's completely free. And you've got you are limited with some facilities. There's no public toilet up there, but the venue's 3, 4, 5 hours long, depending on the weather, and everybody brings shareable food, drinks. Such a magical environment, and they get some activity up there. They get some good activity up there. They really do.
Okay, that's good. It's quite a safe place. I mean, they don't,
It's probably
from the point of view.
Yeah, it's probably. I wouldn't tackle it in the middle of winter with frost on the ground. You'll never get there.
No. But just saying for people out there, especially maybe ladies that are thinking of going and
It's extremely safe. In fact, half of the when I've only attended once, like I say, we've done a small video for him as a gift back to what he's done up there. It's incredible, and half of the participants were women, and everyone had an absolutely amazing time. Everyone felt that everyone's safe up there. It's just a really, really lovely place to go and do that. And you haven't got to do. They do astronomy nights up there, so you can take a telescope. You could just go and sit and have a little barbecue for a few hours and have a little walk around the nature reserve that it's on for something to do during the day. But stunning location, absolutely brilliant venue, and the people up there are really, really, really lovely. Anyone thinking of doing it and a little bit worried about joining any very experienced groups or anything like that, Stardust would be the place for you to start. It's amazing. It'd be a brilliant vibe up there, and half the time, half the people up there are just brand new to it, just going to see what it's all about. And you're all welcome. Everybody's welcome.
It's lovely. That's lovely. And just want to say hello to Delroy. Thank you for joining us, Delroy Kelly. Nice for you to see you again. Nice to see you again, mate. Right, I'm going to go back onto that video because we've got a fair bit to do. Let's have a look. Right.
That one there.
Yeah, it's disappearing. I've got that as well.
That one there. That's gone. But it come back.
Yeah, that one's gone.
Yeah. The lights.
Like
Lights
drones.
old.
Yeah, like drones.
Well, not drones.
Let's have a look
No.
now.
You know,
It's
Yeah, this is still at Stardust.
this one here is set to move.
Okay.
That one's set to
Yeah.
move.
Yeah.
Yes,
It
it is.
is. It is. This one.
See, some of these were as well, Phil. They were very, very low down as well. Again, we checked against satellite trackers and what was up in the sky, but these were so low down. They were so obvious.
Hello, little
Yeah.
Hello, my little friend.
They must admit they're very unusual because there's no lights like a
No, I
plane
know.
would have.
No,
I think we need to do the Dr. Greer one.
I think I'm going to film this Dr. Greer meditation.
Tonight.
2, flash.
I saw flash, yes.
Where?
oh,
Let me go back. Hang on. I'm going to go back a little way. Right.
Greer one.
I think I'm going to film this Dr. Greer meditation.
Tonight.
2.
To the right-hand side.
right-hand side
Right.
between the two stars.
Between the two stars, in the middle of the screen, upper middle of the screen, slightly upper middle of the screen. I'm going to play it again. There was a flash. I'm going to take it back a little bit. Right, here we go.
Now we see these quite regular. These light bulb flashes.
2, flash.
Yeah, very bright.
Very bright flash.
Very,
Here you go.
very bright.
And a single one. There's nothing to follow that through either.
I'll
It
try and still pause it on that bit.
doesn't do it again.
Dr. Greer one.
I think I'm going to film this Dr.
I'll
Greer
try and
meditation.
pause it on that.
2.
I missed it, but yeah, let me go back on. Yeah. Very, very bright, that one.
Just started.
It's always the way whenever I go to pause.
Okay, so
I
after
think
that.
I'm going to film this Dr. Greer meditation. 2, flash.
Yeah, there, wasn't it? Blimey, just there. That was very bright. Okay.
We've since we've been doing the Leicester CE5 group, one of the most common things
very slow.
that people report as their first experience are light bulb flashes.
Is it?
Yeah, we've had a couple of people that have approached us in the past, or a couple of months now, and when they've finally got talking, because it's quite difficult for some of these people to talk about it, as you can imagine. And there's one lady, she's never spoken about it to anybody, but she's been having out of body experiences since she was 5 years old. And when she come to the Leicester group, she was able to. She said, "I feel so relieved." She said, "You're the first people I've ever told this." She said, we feel so comfortable." And we said to her, "Do you see anything else? Do you see any like orbs or in your house or in the sky or anything like that, or flashes?" And she said, "Every time I step out the back door at night time," she said, "I see a flash." She said, "And it never does it again." She said, "I see flashes all the time."
Interesting.
One of the most common. Now, that, I mean, obviously, that could be exploding stars, meteorites hitting upper atmosphere. It could be a lot of things to flashes, but very interesting nonetheless, because I think one of the scientifically, one of the only things that could theoretically cause flashes like that without supernova type effects, where you'd see it for days, only happens like once every 500 years. It's like a once in a millennium event, you know. So the flashes seem to be, for whatever reason, quite significant.
Yeah.
In the community. I don't know why, but they do. And getting them on film like we have, it just backs it up. I mean, this footage is no good to anybody else apart from us. You know that. We can't use this scientifically or anything like that, but then the flashes seem to be some of the first things that experience come across.
odd. Very, very strange indeed.
Yeah, very slow.
In fact, there was another one. Did you see the second one?
Flash, yeah, I've got that.
So
Let
there
me
And
were
go-
again,
Let me go back
Yeah.
a bit.
if you
very slow.
Yeah, very slow.
very slow, and then you see two flashes.
It's all yeah,
Flash,
down the
yeah,
bottom.
I've got that.
Yeah, bottom right hand
again?
side.
And again, twice.
Thank you.
Okay, I was going to take it back
Very
again.
slow.
Yeah, very slow.
There it was. There it was. It's almost like a arc.
Yeah, very slow.
Hang on. Let's have a look. Right.
Tonight.
Two, flash.
I saw flash, yes.
It is very, very slow.
Yeah, very slow.
Yeah, down
Flash,
there.
yeah, I've got that.
Blimey.
And again. Thank you.
Very quick.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Everybody excited because there's so many people see it at the same time up there as well. It
Yeah.
wasn't just us
Another
seeing
one.
it. There was groups of us seeing
Gonna
this.
cross.
And like I say,
Gonna
that
cross.
night when we got back on the satellite, when we checked, there was 2 or 3 of us checked it
Good
against the
evening.
satellite data. There was nothing up in that sky. There was just nothing there all night. There was nothing, and yeah, we just got
Very odd.
loads of stuff, loads of weird stuff.
Like filthy, don't
Oh,
What the
beautiful.
hell?
Yep, I've got it.
Nice
Yeah,
shooting,
I've had that.
beautiful shooting
Got it.
star.
Very intense. And,
Now this one is my favourite clip out of everything we done that night. Is this one?
Okay.
Watch carefully.
What?
No, keep going. It's a flash that comes out of the clouds, not the one in the middle. Oh no, that's the blue orb. Right. Sorry, I beg your pardon. So this
A blue orb that flew
is
past.
the blue orb in the bottom left-hand corner.
Right,
So
hold
we
on.
picked up blue orbs, Phil, up at Bradgate Park. We
Yeah.
picked up 5 of them. I remember you done the there it is. You see
Yeah.
it flash across the corner. Yeah, when we were up at Stardisk, we was taking footage. We were looking at flashes, and quite a lot of the footage actually got thrown away because we found it was satellites or the kids playing with lights. But we actually caught, if you slow that down, it is exactly what we caught at Bradgate Park, 70 miles away.
Okay. There. Yeah,
There.
right. Where are we? 13, 1258 times 10, 1254. So if we take it back, just 1251. There, yeah. Blimey. I mean, yeah, the colour is strange. Could be a bug, in all honesty. Could
Yeah,
be
no,
a
absolutely. We're open-minded to anything. Absolutely. But that was the fastest bug goes about 20 or 30 mile an hour. And we've recorded these blue things going almost hundreds of miles an hour, you know.
Yeah.
And did you see the white streak across the sky in that shot?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Let's take it back, but let's play it again.
there's that one. And
Like, I
the
have,
next one,
like,
it's like a
the
white
spider.
streak.
Oh, it's like
Yeah, it just.
Mm,
Now this
yeah.
one's interesting. This was at Bradgate Park, but look what happens.
What the hell? Look at that. And that's in real time, yeah? That you're videoing that in real time.
We did not know it was there. We could not see that. As you can see, there's no phones on. There's no electrical equipment on. There's nothing. On this, this was. I actually kept this for a group that I'm on called Orbs of Light. I think that's an aeroplane because you can hear it. But I just thought it was a really nice
Yeah.
shot of like a light refraction coming across.
Yeah.
I
It is.
actually kept that for another group, but I thought it was just
Mm.
a really
Mm.
pretty shot. That is fully explainable, that one.
Yeah. No, I'm on the same group. It's
Orbs
quite a
of
good
Light,
group, that is.
very
Yeah.
interesting. I love it. I
Mm.
love it.
Yeah.
Are you on light language as well, Phil, or not?
Which one's it called?
Light language.
No, I'm not. I'm on Orbs of Light. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I'm on Orbs of Light, but because I capture a lot of orbs,
Yes.
and I can't make head nor tail. I often see these orbs with what looks like people inside. Does that sound odd? It makes me sound berserk, doesn't it?
No.
Hmm. What the hell?
Yeah, you go.
I mean, seriously.
So yeah, I kept that one. That again. These are from my back garden. This particular one, I think's from Brad. Oh no,
Right.
this
What's that?
is.
What's that?
I have absolutely no idea, Phil. And it shines very, very bright. It flashes almost like but it's not straight. It's not. There's no
No.
there's no clouds in the sky. There's nothing to generate lightning. There's no lightning conditions in the sky that night.
Okay.
So I kept that one because I would imagine that one there'll be a physical explanation. It'll be like a static charge or there'll be, if you could potentially explain that one. I don't think that's NHI or anything to do with the C5, just another strange. What you pick up on this camera. This camera is brilliant. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, see, if it's reflection on the lens, then you would get the reflection.
All the time.
Yeah, you'd get the reflection. It wouldn't just. It would have to. There would have to be something to be reflected from. And for that period of time for it to flash, it would have to. You would have to be behind the camera and flashing something.
Exactly. To me, it looks like almost like a static discharge.
Yeah, it does. That's very interesting. That one. All right.
But just
It's
totally, and it left almost a chemtrail, almost
you
like
didn't it? Yeah.
yeah, like not even a
Ghost.
chemtrail. It's like a reflection of itself.
Yeah, it's like a ghost of itself, isn't it?
So I think that was a flash.
Yeah.
That was
That
just a
could
little.
be a plane. Could be a plane. That could be, but it doesn't seem to continue.
Now this one is another
What
triangle.
that's odd. I've seen this before.
But now, if you open this on a very big screen or zoom in on that, there's actually two objects. There's two objects there. If you look very closely, there's two objects there. There's that one, and now you go up top right at about 1 o'clock. If you're looking at that, if you put your mouse cursor on it, put your mouse cursor on that. Now go 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock slowly. There. No.
There.
No. Come back.
There.
Come back.
There.
Come back. Come back. Come back towards. Now, that's it. You're on it. It's right next to it. There's two objects.
Ah, right, got you.
You're gonna have to, if you slow it down and have a look on a better filter, maybe you'll be able to see that clearer.
Yeah, I'll post this with your permission. I'll post this anyway, and I'll put the link for it on this video.
Help yourself, Phil, please. I haven't taken this footage to keep it under lock and key.
No.
So it is for sharing. It is for more for awareness. You know.
Look at that.
This is what is up in our sky, and we don't even. It's there when we're not looking.
Look at that, Chris. Seriously, that's some good footage. Let's take it back a little bit because that is good. I don't know, and you know, for the height that is, I can't hear any sounds.
No,
it's coming in.
No, there's no sound on that one.
It's almost. I tell you what, it almost looks like a kind of a creature or a dragon or a look. Looks like a. That's crazy. That's just crazy, isn't it? And it's flying at quite a rate.
Yeah.
If it was closer to the camera, it'd be more defined. You would see it, and it'd be more solid. So, you know, it's either. Oh, what the hell is that? This is some fantastic stuff you've got.
Oh, it's just breathtaking. Honestly, I can't. And just so simply taken. You know, a lot of this is literally. Do you see the two? The shape there moving from.
Let me go back.
Yeah, that's another one. It's it looks like an object.
Right, where am I looking?
Triangles. Just
I see the one in the middle.
Oh, this is you've gone back. I think you've gone right back there, Phil.
Oh, okay. Hang on.
Oh, this one. I think it's this one.
Right, where am I looking? Here in the middle.
So we're going to start off in the middle at the bottom, and we're looking. Oh no, I'll tell you where we are. We're about a third of the way along the screen, and in the third corner, bottom left-hand corner.
All right, bottom left-hand corner.
Now, if you slowly, you'll see two little objects moving. It actually.
Yes.
You got it. There you
yes.
go. Just watch it carefully. There you go.
Yes. Oh my word.
Again, none of these are on the satellite trackers. Nothing.
There
you go.
Tracking it with a cursor.
That's it. There you got it.
There. God, they're like ghosts.
Yep, literally. This one, I'm not 100% sure.
That's what I was thinking. There's a haze there.
Oh, flash.
Yeah, flashes. I saw two then.
Matt, is there any planes in the sky? Planes in the sky.
He's just going to check
really erratic.
There you go. Millions of little flashes. That was I think I'll call that. So there's our group. There's our group. And if we're just coming into the little blue orbs that we captured last year. This is the CE5 group, Leicester. I won't mention names, but everyone's there.
Oh, lovely.
This is what you done for me last year.
Yeah. Crazy. See, those things look like sprites, what they were called years ago, sprites.
Now, I don't think I've actually put it on here because it's in amongst the footage that I haven't gone through yet. But I've got some footage of what we think we've caught a sprite. We think we've caught it. Bright, luminous pink, flashing like as quick as lightning, and coming from like a low-lying cloud. I haven't put it in amongst the footage yet because I haven't come across it. But now you've said that, we think we've captured sprites on one of our nights out.
Well, they look like sprites already because they're coming from the ground.
Well, like I say, I've still got a little bit of the footage to go through, Phil. When I'll separate it, I'll put it in a separate file so you can have a look at it separately, and I'll include some footage of what we thought or think is the sprites. So this shot that you've just paused on, one of the guys, he's got a Geiger counter. And this is the Geiger counter going absolutely fucking nuts for no reason whatsoever.
Okay, I'll play it now.
It doesn't show anything. It's poor. It's quite poor footage, but he's got he's recorded, I think, some radiation in the area that really shouldn't have been there. And then let's have a look at this one. There you go. I think if we looked at that carefully, that's probably a shooting star, that one. And this one,
that is odd.
Very, very odd. So these three things, not only they wasn't on any satellite track or anything like that. They almost flew like three birds. However, they left a trail. They all left the trail, but the distance they flew was way faster than any bird.
Yeah.
So another unusual shot. We're not saying this is aliens or NHI or anything like that. And this is one of my favourites. That one. If you slow that one down, that's flashing. That flashes that one. It's a very fascinating shot. There you go. It flashes red there. You've actually caught it on red. And then it flashes between red and white. But its movement is completely erratic. It's all over the place.
Just play a bit. Play that one back. That's hell of a quick. Well, one at the top there.
I think, but again, that's possibly a shooting star, likely a shooting star, but still interesting. Let's have a look at.
Yeah.
But it also it seems to wobble. It doesn't seem to go. Shooting star go in a straight line completely. And these three, them three that just fly up the screen there, or whatever that is, it leaves a trail. It doesn't fly in a straight line, and they flew in threes.
Yeah, I'm just going to go back a little. Look,
there you go.
Yeah, you can see it. It's pulsing.
It pulses. Yeah.
Very strange. And the government must know about these. The Air Force must know.
They've got to know about this.
I mean, if they don't know with the radar, like I said, like at Feltwell base, they call it the golf balls because they look like big golf balls. They're for listening in on telephone calls, radio conversations, whatever it is. They can listen to whatever, and all the AWACS, when those AWACS are sent off, it's all kind of like transmitted back to Feltwell, but
Yeah.
they know what's going on. They know. They I spoke in a pub to one guy who worked on one of the Airwax planes, American guy, and he was a translator. He spoke about 3 languages: Iraqi, something else, and something else. Middle East languages.
Yep.
And he said you wouldn't believe.
Did you see that one?
What was that?
What it does, it comes out and it curves. It just doesn't go in a straight line, which is absolutely not a satellite. Do you see it curve?
Yes. Let me go back a bit more.
There you go. That was above my house. That was. You see it? It goes in a big like arc. In fact, both of them go in like a semicircle. There's another 2 of them fast objects, whatever they are.
Yeah, let's have a look. It's difficult with YouTube to try and.
Please feel free to dissect this footage any way you feel fit, Phil. If you want to really go through it with a fine-tooth comb, please be my guest. You can do what you like with it. It's to share with everyone. I mean, this is the stuff. If the thing is, if you go looking, you know yourself through your own Dogman hunting and that. If you look, you will find. You will find it.
Yeah, no, that's true. You're absolutely right.
It will come and find you.
No, that's absolutely true. Well, I mean, I've got. If it's okay with you, what I'll do is I've got the files you sent me. I've got them saved, so I'm going to stick them on a bit of. I've got some software, Jenka software, so I'm going to stick them on that. And it just finds patterns. It's like a AI software in a way, but what it does, it doesn't enhance anything with AI. What it does, it just finds patterns so if it's a plane, if it shows characteristics of a plane, it will tell you, look, it's a plane. I used it on I'd done a co-host show for Midnight Lycanthropy with Kenny Bibadoo every other Wednesday. He sent me through some footage of a suspected Dogman, which was taken by another group, and I stuck it through my software, and it came up, believe it or not, with what was it? Siberian Husky, but with mange. But the AI was absolutely. It came up with percentage, with percentage rate, and it was 75% sure it was a Siberian Husky. And I told Kenny, and he was like you, he's like, Phil, I appreciate that because it's not here. I'm not here. If it isn't a Dogman, it's not a Dogman. But it's good to know what it is. That's what we're here for, to find out what it is.
Absolutely.
But I said to Kenny, it's not, don't take it as gospel. It has been wrong. That software has many times.
Of course.
So,
yeah. So I think we're nearly at the end now, mate, aren't we?
Yeah, we are now.
That's them 2 shooting across.
Yeah.
And I think that was it.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I'm glad you like it. We've worked very hard to get that.
That was absolutely brilliant, that was fantastic. I must admit, the footage you got, brilliant. Couldn't be better. I mean, the stuff you got, because why I say it couldn't be better is because I just don't know.
It's genuine, it's authentic, and it will leave you scratching your head like.
Yeah, I just don't know. And what got me the most, I'll tell you what intrigued me the most, is the ghost. They almost look transparent. There was that one that went across, and you said there's 2 there. There's 2, Phil. And I looked, and it did it. If I saw that flapping, I'd think it was a dragon.
Yes.
it was transparent to the sky. Now, if it was closer to the camera, you would imagine if it was anything at all, it would be solid. It would look solid.
Yes.
It's not. It's kind of, you know, that transparent kind of.
We had a guy. He said to us, "Oh, it's geese. It's Canadian geese." And the first one, all right, we were like, well, "Yeah, it could be. It's not. That's not impossible." But we know 100% geese. They do not fly continuously in really, really hard, tight formations, and their speed across the sky would be noticeably slower. That thing traversed the whole sky in about 2 or 3 seconds. Geese don't do that. And then what if you look further on, we caught another, which I said to you, Phil, there's 2 in that shot. If you look closely, that's a triangle. In fact, I think it's true. One of them, I think it's actually 2 triangles, but I can't see that second object. I can't make it out properly. I just know it's there.
Yeah.
That could be 2 triangles there. We've got another shot. It comes in from the bottom right hand corner, but it would be easily for somebody to say, no way, that could be a plane, that could be a bird. It's nowhere near as clear as the other clips that we've got, but I think that was one of the triangles as well.
Can I show you a piece of film quickly? Very short. It's only about, I think, about 5 minutes to 10 minutes at the most long, but it's of orbs, and I still can't figure out what it is. I'll just I'll get it up because I'd like your opinion really, and the people at home watching. If you've got any idea, let me know, because it's just, you know, I don't know. Okay, this is to give a bit of a story on the background of it. This is a property that I've got permission to put surveillance cameras in. It's a haunted property, and the people that own it got in contact with me and said, look, you know, believe it's haunted, but they don't want, they're in a double-edged sword. They don't want to have people going around knocking on their front door, blah, 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 blah. They asked me to go and have a look. I went and had a look, and I found stuff which was very odd there. Things like they call it the coin room. And why they call it coin room is because they go in a certain room and they find old coins. Just, you know, not all the while. They'd be rich, but, you know, these old coins would turn up kind of like
old pennies and things.
Yeah, it's in the spare room, and these old pennies and things would turn up every now and then, and you know, quite frequently. They said roughly it'd be once every couple of weeks, and I still got the coins. They showed me them, and yeah, they're you know, some very worn. Some of the coins are very worn, like they've been like kind of an old Edward the First coin, and there's one dating back to
bits and shillings.
Yeah, footly bits and shillings, and really worn.
Please come back to that. In fact, I'll probably talk to you off air about that. About one of my, I'm going to call it an experience now, because I had my father's still got them. He's still got the collection of them. I went through a spate of finding threepenny bits, Edwardian pennies, shillings in my back garden when I was a kid. I just used to find them all the time, and they used to appear. Yet my mum and dad, they mowed and they looked after the back garden very well. Yeah, they would just appear almost on the grass, sticking out of the mud and things like that. And exactly what you said, the coins, some of them were so beaten up, they looked like they'd been run over by stagecoaches. However, up where up where these coins were found was nothing but gorse and fields for centuries. It's bizarre. I'll talk to you about it another time. But yeah, remind me to tell you about the coins.
Yeah. They
Bizarre.
have it is bizarre because you'd think mowing the grass that they would kick that up and they'd get stuck in a mower and all sorts of
Loads of them, Phil.
damage the blade.
Bloody loads of them. And I often thought maybe somebody had buried them around wartime, maybe, and we've just accidentally churned them up somehow, which still is a possibility. But why would you be using Edwardian pennies from like 1892 and things like that? It's like, it just, my dad used to be quite surprised when I used to go, I just found a threepenny bit, or just found an old penny or a shilling or something like that in the back garden. And I was like, fucking hell, where they come from? I sometimes think my granddad was planting them on me.
Yeah. It's the oddest thing. It's I don't know. It's they have things like the TV coming on in the middle of the night for no reason. Little stupid things. They turn around and said, "Look, Phil, what it's like. It's almost like it's just wanting our attention, and when we don't give it any attention, we ignore it. It gets worse. But then when we do give it attention, it kind of settles down, if you know what I mean. It's it's a weird thing. They got a coin room, but there was a lady that died in that house some time back. She lived there all her life. And it's a bungalow, and she lived there all her life. It's one of these double-edged swords. They said they've heard trumpeting, music, whispers, talking, all coming from this same old conservatory place. So they said, look, if you do us a favor, all right, because they go off to Spain in the winter.
Right.
So they said, look, if you don't mind keeping an eye on the place by putting cameras on, we'll let you have the footage. But one proviso, we don't want any ghost hunts in there, and we don't want any because it's our home. And also I said, no, it's fine, I fully understand. And also just the one room at the moment, not the coin room, just this one room where the lady was meant to have died, where you get a lot of talking, whispering, orbs, and shadow beings as well.
Interesting.
The camera's in there, and whatever footage you get, that's fine. All you're doing us a favour because you're keeping an eye on the place. But any footage you do put out, just that one room is fine. And I said, no, that's fine. That's okay. So that's the story of it. That's the basics of that's what I'm kind of that was the deal with the place. So it's ongoing. It's still being recorded at the moment.
I'd be interested to see that footage when you're done, Phil.
Yeah. All right. Let's
have a look. Yeah, no, we're seeing. I've got a little bit of a theory about these. I know exactly. I've seen so many of these in the past 6 months, where night cameras have been put on, baby monitors, just security cameras, but film night vision cameras, like, and so many of them are picking up these transparent orbs. Some of them become almost thick, opaque looking. Some of them are very, very like translucent. You can barely see them, but they. So we're seeing a lot on baby monitors, especially for some reason. There's some footage I see very recently in the past week or so, where an orb came through somebody's bedroom, and then his door slammed really, really hard on its own. He jumped up. I think he was speaking in either. Oh, he's definitely Latin American, Spanish, Puerto Rican, or whatever he was. Like, God, please stop this. Like, get this out of my room. Get it out of my room. This guy was absolutely petrified. And on the flip, we're not hearing any horror stories from like the mums that are recording these over their newborn babies. You know,
Yeah.
you're not hearing any reports of any other poltergeist-like activity or anything like that. But yes, these orbs, I think, are significant, and I've got a funny feeling they're significant in the way of like there's something to do with our dream state, something to do with our consciousness, and something to do with what happens when we sleep, or when we meditate, or we're in certain states. Which again, this Jake Barber, he mentioned that the fight or flight mechanism. If you can induce the fight mechanism or one of these mechanisms emotionally, you're likely to have more profound experiences. Well, babies, young children, they actually live inside this meditative state naturally until they get to a certain age. Probably when they realise Father Christmas isn't actually real, you know, they sort of come into a normal reality. Before that, they're in this normal kids, healthy kids would be in this almost like a meditation sort of state, just absorbing knowledge like sponges, but never really taking too much attention or seriousness about the tasks they're doing. They're daydreaming about what they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah,
you know. So I think these orbs, but what you've got on your camera, there's something to do with the dream. I think the dream like a dreamlike or meditative state. That's what I think.
It could well be, because you know, at the end of the day, no one knows for sure, because we just don't know. But
These are
they
very,
seem
very
to
new. Like
they seem to act in a predetermined way, like they're controlled.
Yes.
Here I've got shadow beings. So right, I'll explain it a little bit. Outside of the conservatory, it's glass conservatory. Outside is walkways, but my own cost. Yeah, this is the deal. My own cost. I've got security cameras outside, and I've got LED floodlights which come on a PIR sensor, a passive infrared sensor. So you know, so I've got the outside covered as well. Okay, so but nevertheless, the sensors don't come on outside, but the camera inside does, and it detects people walking or moving really strangely outside. They're almost like on roller skates.
Weird.
I slowed it down here. I don't know where that light's coming from. It's just enough movement to trigger the infrared inside.
Oh, well, strange. That is strange.
Yeah. Just, you know, and as I say, if it was people, the outside camera and the outside floodlight would come on.
It'd be a little test for you, Phil. Is get one of these cameras and stick it in the same room that you're sleeping in, not necessarily on your bed or anything like that. Stick it on in your room where you're sleeping, and have a look at the footage. See if you can remember any dreams or anything. See if you get any more activity. Because I honestly think these are something to do with the dream state. They're a consciousness thing. They're absolutely.
They don't seem to. People say they're insects, but I can't see any vibration of wings.
No. God, no. No, absolutely not. No.
You know, you see fluttering of wings and
mate, they are no way they are insects. They just can't be. You can't see through insects.
Now, there's also coming up a very odd. I pick up inside this place a dark shadow entity walking along or just moving along. It's coming up in a bit. sometimes the camera just comes on and there's nothing there. You know.
Fucking incredible footage, Phil.
Yeah,
It's my language. Yeah, this is really good stuff. Like,
yeah, and they just sort of disappear. Mm. See how quick they move?
Yeah.
Like, incredibly quick.
It even seems to be touching the ground, does it?
No, there's a little tiny short one just come to the right hand side of the window, while the big tall one goes down the garden and comes back up again. But the outside sensors don't pick it up. That light outside, I'm not sure where that comes from. It could be a reflection of the PAR inside on the window. I don't know, but it's not an outside. It's not my floodlight outside.
Fascinating stuff.
Yeah, it's coming up in a bit where I've got this. Is just wanting to see the shadow entity, just see what you think of that, because that's like. Okay, just here it comes. To the left-hand side of that wooden chair, just there, you'll see something manifest, and it goes along like a dark mist, or it goes along and then goes up to the window and just sort of disappears.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
Sort of, I reverse it. So it just comes down, goes across the chair, and then onto the floor and disappears into the floor.
Yeah. Interesting. See that when I said to you about describing the blue hazy mist stuff that I've spoken to you about.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what
that's the same thing.
That's the same thing. Yeah, that's what I see. It comes through as blue when I see it. That hazy. It's come through very dark on this, but I've seen it in the van. I've seen it in the back of the van. All since we caught the orbs at Bradgate. I actually see. That's what I. That's it. It's the same stuff. That's it.
It's odd, isn't it? It's very, very strange.
You've got the shadow entities again.
Yeah, I just got a close up of the window because they're like on roller skates, Chris. They're just so quick. They're just sliding up and down. Most odd. And there's one orb in this. Get this right. I paused it, and it makes a funny movement, and it disappears. But when I paused it, it doesn't half look like a UFO, like a craft. It looks like something out of Battlestar Galactica. It's almost like surrounded by an aura of white light that you can see through, but then there's something inside it. I've had people watch this and say, "Oh, I've seen faces in them, Phil."
Yeah.
I must admit, I haven't seen faces in them, but you know, it's some of the movement they do is just incredible. So there's no movement. The camera just comes on sometimes.
This is really interesting footage. How long did it take you to accumulate this, Phil?
It was from December through to February.
Oh, of course, yeah.
December last year till February. This year, beginning of February. I think the orb one's coming up in a bit, the real strange one. See, that gets me because that's private land they're on, and that's like kind of fenced off at the back.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be anyone there, and I've got cameras out there anyway. Didn't pick them up. Yeah, this is an odd one. Just disappears, goes nowhere.
Interesting. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. That's not an insect.
That's not an insect. No, that's
No,
just there. It looks like a flipping craft. It looks like it's got. And they just go.
What camera do you use, Phil?
This one is a blink cameras, but they're good. They're the 4th generation blinks.
Would you send me a link for that?
Yeah.
Having a mess around with these sort of cameras myself. I am going to have to go in about 5 or 10 minutes, Phil.
Yeah, no worries. I think you've seen. To be honest with you, I think you've seen the main crux of it. It was the shadow being and that orb. Really, that
is some incredible footage.
Thank you, mate.
Brilliant. It was
It was that orb and that shadow being, I couldn't get over that. You know, that I wanted to get your opinion on that. And you know, if you've seen
Yeah,
the
no,
same type of
that
thing,
is really, really, really
yeah.
interesting. I've seen not the white orbs personally. I haven't seen them, but when you showed that black mist sort of moving around, that's when I described to you the blue mist that I see. It comes in almost spherical shapes, but not quite circular blobs, if you like, you know, and they travel and they do weird stuff like that. And it comes through to me. I visual them as like a bluish color. That's what I do see. I can see that sometimes, not all the time.
It's very, very. It's an odd world we're living in, but hopefully we'll get some answers. I'm hoping with Trump soon.
Well, I think they're on the right path. I think you'd be looking at Paulina Luna and Congress itself opposed to Trump. I think a massive announcement from the president would also incur a lot of questions. However, if it was a gradual release through Congress, the president wouldn't necessarily have to make a full announcement. Members of Congress could very slowly drip feed the information out without the need of the embarrassment of, sorry, we've been lying to you for 70 years. And I think that was the original plan anyway. Elizondo spoke of that a long time ago, that there's two ways you can do this. You know, you can do it and save the democracy that they've got, or you can do it and smash it to pieces. And if it come from the president, he would just, you might as well just put a it's on his back, like it's a terrible, it'd be a terrible move. I think I'm going to say something else, then, but I'll bad taste.
No, I would say Trump's probably gone to the Bernard Manning School of Tact anyway. You know, yeah. But do you reckon? Last thing I'm going to ask you, because I know you got to go. Do you think we'll get any news this year about
I'm
the UAPs?
very, very positive about this year. I think it's going to be multifaceted. I think you're going to get a bit from James Webb. You're going to get a little bit from Stanford Research. You'll probably get a little bit from the Galileo project this year. And then you've got the Jake Barber whistleblower. He's not only said that he's going to, he will testify that he's been part of the retrieval programs. He's also prepared to prove physically that they can land these craft and make them possibly available for universities even, you know. So this year is going to be, I don't think you're ever going to get the president or anyone, a figure like that, stand up and say, we are not alone. I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
The more and more this goes along, the more and more I think less and less chance of that ever happening. Trump will possibly address it. Once a lot of it's out, he'll be able to talk about it, but he won't be, he can't be the one. He can be the disclosure president, but he's definitely not the one to give the news. I don't think. I just don't, because it's the American people are going to turn around and say, well, you've been lying to us. You have been lying to us, you know, for no apparent cause. And if you absolutely admit that you've been lying to us, what trust or faith are they going to have in that system again? Drip fed out, which it seems to be being drip fed out at the moment. No one's got to put their hand up to that. It's just a process. It's just going to happen. Eventually, it's just going to... I mean, for a lot of people, disclosure has already happened, myself included. My group, a lot of members of the CE5 group that I belong to, they've had their disclosures. We've seen stuff that just is just mind-bending, absolutely mind-bending. It's not human. It's absolutely not human, you know. So, but for them to admit it, would also, they'd have to admit that they've been deceiving the public for a very, very long time. That at this moment in time is political suicide, I believe.
Well, fingers crossed. I hope you know, I hope with Trump he doesn't I hope he does actually come out with it. And I think if anyone's going to, any president, it will be him. I can't.
He's got enough narcissist in him to do that. He's
Yeah,
absolutely.
and I think by going down in history as being the first president, prime minister, leader of government in the world, going down in history to say we are not alone and there is an alien agenda, that I think it might be too much for him not to resist. I think he'd go for it. I'm out of
I
anyone,
think so.
I think he'd do it.
2025, watch this space. It's going to be a good year.
Listen, thank you very much for coming on. I appreciate that.
You're welcome, Phil. Nice to see you back anyway.
Thank you. Appreciate that. And we shall talk again.
Absolutely. You take care, Phil. Have a good
care.
day.
Thank you, mate. Bye-bye. Bye. Listen, thank you everyone for tuning in, watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. It was just a bit of an on the spur chat, really, just to go over also some footage that Chris sent us, and I must admit, really interesting footage. I've got a bit of a soft spot for UFOs and UAPs and stuff. So thank you once again, and catch you soon. Oh, tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow, 7 p.m, I'll be on the live, where I'm just recapping over what's been going on in the week. I've got 2 more Dogman testimonies, 2 separate testimonies given to me, Dogman accounts. Also, I've also got a ghost I caught on camera. This was in I went on a ghost hunt, helping with a ghost hunt, as it were. So I was helping on this organised ghost hunt, and I took all my camera gear with me and stuff. Now, I didn't see anything that night at all, not a thing. And I was just going through, taking photos. Because of my leg and stuff, I hadn't gone through the still camera, the Canon camera. I hadn't gone through the pictures. Yesterday, I did. I went through. I took the time yesterday. I thought, you know what, I'm going to have a look at the still photos I took of the paranormal locations that I went to late last year. It was, well, blow me down if I didn't see a flipping apparition, actual ghost. Put my money on it. Ghost, actual ghost. Luckily enough, I took a number of shots beforehand and a number of shots of it and afterwards. So I've got kind of like a time lapse, all date stamped as well. So I've got a time lapse of it, how it appears, doesn't appear, then appears, then fades and goes. Brilliant. So I'm gonna bring those on as well and talk about that, because that's kind of, there's not that many clear shots of an apparition. So looking forward to it tomorrow, and just catching up with you guys, having a chat, having a laugh, and going over some stuff that's been happening recently, and get these testimonies down as well. I think you'll like them. If you're interested like that, Dogman Encrypted. One's really scary, really, really scary. So that'll be 7 o'clock tomorrow on my channel, on YouTube, and on Facebook as well. Okay, so on Fridays I always do like a Facebook live as well as on a joint YouTube and Facebook. Sean Bryce, hello mate. There are many spaceships in heaven, in the heavens, and I love seeing many over the past couple of years. Really, wow. Okay, there are many spaceships. Yeah. Well, Sean, there is. Yeah. They're not. I've seen a few. I had a couple of interactions with them. But I'll talk about that tomorrow, actually. I've got more time. I could talk about that tomorrow. Remind me tomorrow, Sean. And I'll bring up about the armada. I saw an armada of spaceships, me and another person. And also I saw a cigar, the cigar-shaped ones. It's green and blue. glowing. I'll tell you that story as well tomorrow. Okay, yeah. Delroy, thank you for joining us. Sean, thank you. And till tomorrow, I'll say goodbye. I'm going to get a cup of tea. All right, take care. Thank you once again. I appreciate it. Yeah.